Welcome back to Talkers on the Wall. Today is just a solo video of me today, and I'm going to be talking about Dune 3, Dune Messiah, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so we actually just got the tickets that just dropped, booked them babies in 70 millimeters, so I'm extremely happy and really just cannot wait, and sad that it's 4 months away. But I kind of want to talk about what to expect from this. I mean, like we've heard a lot of tidbits from Denis himself, and then obviously reading the book of Dune Messiah and Children of Dune. Um, I think we have like a decent understanding of this, but this will be a spoiler review potentially. I'm going to be talking a lot about Dune Messiah and kind of where Denis will, based on his words, what we think will be shown. So Denis was also on like an interview or a platform, just like, a Q&A, whatever. But he was talking about how this is completely different from Dune Part 2, Dune Part 1, and that those cover in one book, Dune. And this will be adapting Dune Messiah, which is the shortest book in the Dune saga. But said that this is a lot more of a thriller, a lot more action, which is really, really weird because there's only really like select few bits in the book of action. And that is like the stone pillar, where if you know, you know, and then the whole like heist skytail, like one shot Paul like type of thing. And then a major death that we won't talk about. But so that leads me to believe that a big part of this movie will be the Holy War, which is fair. I mean, even in tidbits of Dune 1 and 2, there are major plot points, major action scenes that aren't shown because Frank Herbert just told us. It's like, yeah, this battle happened. It was pretty crazy. Yeah, it would have been nice to like maybe read about it, but and I think that's what Denis does so well. He doesn't over exaggerate his hand when making these. He just knows exactly what perfect mix of like the politics, the the theology, the survival instincts of your habitat and your environment. And it's just so brilliantly like done. Uh, so I think a big part of this movie will be the Holy War, Paul understanding what he has to do, and pretty much like the repercussions of becoming essentially Space Hitler. So yeah, I mean, I wonder if we'll get those lines like, "Oh, that was pretty good back in the 40s." Like now I'm way more than that. Like I'm just very curious, and we also see Paul potentially fighting Chani. I think one of them is Skytail. Um, but and then I'm really very curious to see Erlan's kind of how she's performed. I mean, Florence Pugh does an amazing job in anything that she does, and it's a very key like character. We now finally have like confirmation that it's Udric in that little tank. So yeah, there's just so many plot points. So I think it will be Holy War. If you saw the first 5 minutes of, if you went to the Odyssey in 70 millimeter, you got to see a bit of the Holy War, and we will see kind of like the aftermath, kind of the politics and the scheming from the Bene Gesserit and the Space Guild navigators, and Erlan herself, I guess, but it still counts as Bene Gesserit. But and then the whole Duncan Idaho plot, but then a big character is Aaliyah, which Aaliyah has a pretty big role because she gets with a pretty prominent character in the Dune world. If you know, you know. Uh, but very, very excited to see what she does. And then even in the still shot, like they showed her like in a bath. Like, oh, are they gonna do that scene? Like that is a little Targaryen-y. If you know, you know. But I'm very curious, and honestly, every one of these like still shots is just the most like breathtaking thing I've ever seen in my life. Like Lawrence of Arabia, like the whole, like I was just flabbergasted, like the whole trailer. And I'm just so excited, like these movies just keep evolving, and like Dune Part 2 is already in like my top 5 favorite movies of all time. and I'm just so freaking excited. Now, kind of where I think we'll end. I think we'll end similarly to uh, Messiah the book. I mean, Denis does like a pretty faithful adaptation to a big extent. I guess there's a couple plot points that he like leaves out. Um, but I also heard that he's setting up this to be not fully done, just his portion of it, which leads me to believe that I'm going to be making a movie on this, but that Christopher Nolan has had a big hand in the Dune. Like, he's completely admired it, the cinematography, everything about Dune, he's loved, and him and Denis are very close. I mean, literally, that we got to see the first 5 minutes, like, of Dune 3 if you got to see the Odyssey. So would really love to see a Children of Dune. Children of Dune might be my favorite Dune book, but dude, I just dead ass cannot wait. I'm gonna do more of like a fully breakdown of what I think will be like a full spoiler review. Luke might join me on that because we're pretty big into the Dune verse and like read a lot of the books. Um, Very curious to see like Skytail. Like, this is pretty much me just kind of needing to like let out some of the Dune void, but just extremely, extremely excited. Cannot wait. Book the tickets. You know, who even cares about Doomsday? We're here for Dune 3. But yeah, I think that's what will do it. Hope you all got your tickets, and hopefully you're not driving too far, but if you are, just know that the Atreides line is worshiping you. But yeah, I really appreciate it. Bye.